Midflight Scrambler.
Hey everybody, welcome to the newest episode of the Midflight Scrambler podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Bobinette. Today with my co-host, JPC, John Patrick Costello, we'll be hooking up with our old friend, Andy Davidson, longtime PGA Tour caddy, Andy Davidson, to have a conversation about golf with somebody you might not realize was an avid golfer, but his name is Kenny Gradney, the longtime bass player for a little band called Little Feat. So, as we search for all golf-related things here on the Midflight Scrambler podcast, we found a unique one for you. Let's listen in to our conversation with the one and only Kenny Gradney. Kenny, hello.
There we go.
It's fantastic. You look great.
Hello, brother.
I look terrible.
You got your golf shirt on, man.
I just been playing. I just got back.
Oh, sweet. So yeah, Andy's telling me that the best pure golfer he ever played caddy for was this guy named Bruce Litsky, and I'm like, I don't think I know who Bruce Litsky is. Do you know who he is, Kenny?
Absolutely.
Okay. So he said he always hit a slice, and he played a slice on the PGA Tour and won 14 events.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought he was a good player.
He was a good player. Excellent player. But played a slice.
Good putter.
Great ball striker. Ball only went one direction.
All right.
So Kenny, you got to tell us about your round today first.
Yeah.
No, I joined a new club April last year. I joined the Oaks, which used to be TPC Valencia.
Okay.
And I'm up there in age, so I'm not a single digit anymore. Although it says that I am, but I'm not really. And I can barely, break 90 now.
Oh, come on, that's a lie.
Break 90.
He's trying to sing and bag you already.
He's trying to get us down there for get some money, bro.
I'm not very good, but I love to gamble,
I want to give it a shot.
Come on. I tell you, I haven't been playing. A couple of things have happened. I had a driving range, my favorite driving range, which is I could see from my backyard. This private school, Harvard Westlake, did some maneuvers and they closed it down and they're building an arena there. So I used to have this driving range where I could go and hit balls every day. It was like not even 5 minutes from my house, and it's gone. And I don't have anywhere nearby to hit balls like I used to. So
the indoor place.
Indoor is not like hitting balls outside for me.
True.
I'm getting ready to put.
You want to see that flight? You want to see that flight? You want to see that flight?
Yes, I really do. I can't. I'm going to put an indoor in my garage soon, but it's still not the same.
No.
True.
To me, it's not the same.
I got an indoor in my garage. It's man, I tell you what, it's as makeshift as you can get it, man. I built it from the pad only really registers your swing path. It really doesn't register ball flight or anything. But I have to admit that I started swinging my club without the ball, and it improved my game drastically. Meaning, I wasn't concentrating on the striking. I was only concentrating on my swing and my and then I put a ball in front of the swing, and that felt a lot better for me. That's when my game improved drastically. I don't think I even told you that, John, but yeah, that's when
it's so Kenny. It's literally whenever he says makeshift, it's like PVC pipes and like tarps and blankets and shit.
Yeah, I'm up there. I got an old TV antenna. Around the corner.
Wow. Man,
A lot of bungee cords.
I missed my driving range. We had a driving range and a small 9-hole course there. I mean, Bob Hope used to play here all the time. I think he built it way back.
Yeah.
And it was perfect. I hit balls, go play 9, short game. I can't do it anymore. and it's really. I can tell that it's affected me because I could always practice my short game out there,
Sure.
and it's not fun not having it anymore. And my club is further. I used to belong to Woodland Hills, which is also closing down. 2 realtors bought it, and they're trying to build houses there. Big thing going on there right now. So we went to the Oaks, my friend Paul Brown and I, and the course is much better than where we were, and it's more difficult. And I had a tough time today playing. And I must have shot 85, 86, something like that.
Did you win some money, Kenny? Come on.
Yeah, I didn't lose. How about that? I didn't lose. Paul and I, we don't bet money. There's no money betting because he doesn't want strokes, and he tries to play me even, and he loses most of the time. But he's gotten a lot better.
You said Paul plays every day.
Yeah. This is Paul Brown. He's a good guy.
No, I know.
Okay.
I met him at your house.
Well, my mentor, Mike Spade, who I met when I first started playing golf, he's coming up in March for about a week and a half. So I'll be playing golf every day, and I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome. My standard bet usually, I mean, at the country clubs or whoever the fuck we're playing with, right? Like they're all, $100 a hole, all that bullshit. I'm like, how about $1? $1 means more to me than $1,000, bro. Like, let's play for $1, right?
Yeah.
That is where my head is, and kind of funny. Josh is I was an athlete back in the day. Josh went into collegiate and played baseball and football, and so we started a series called Scramble. It's the first comedy series that actually we wrote. Josh wrote it. I had a lot to do with it, but we started getting out on the course more. And what was that? Probably 2020, Josh. Like he really started picking up a club.
When I started the game, 2020.
Yeah, as a director and writer, he's like, man, I got to get out to the course. I got to see what this is about. And so I kind of came to the concept with him. I come from a political family, so I'm a lobbyist by trade. That's my day gig. And so I play in a lot of political events, and there's everybody stacking their team, right? Like you got the long driver, you got the second guy, you got somebody who's got nice hands around the green, and somebody who's just dialed in on putting, right? So Josh, a couple years later, we're playing like the same game now, and I'm not really happy about that.
It didn't take him long.
It didn't take him long.
I pay attention to detail, Kenny. I pay attention to detail.
The athlete in Josh has come out.
Well, no, honestly, this game is different. That's the one thing I want everybody out there.
It has nothing to do with what a good athlete you are. Although
that's the thing. I had to learn how to change my entire concept of athleticism to become a better golfer.
Yes.
Because if any ounce of aggression, any ounce of self-pride, any ounce of like, I'm going to hit it further than everybody else, there's where the game fails.
Yeah.
But you got the hand-eye coordination.
I do have that. Yes.
I think for me, my best thing is when I practice, I work on my game. But when I get on the golf course, I tell myself, I just don't care. I'm going to do what I do, and I ain't going to let it bother me. And I play better that way.
Yeah, let it happen. Let it happen.
I always say we're paying to play golf. We're not being paid to play golf.
That's
so
right.
Enjoy your day. Have some Budweisers. I know my buddy there in Florida loves some Budweisers.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, just enjoy it, man.
Exactly.
We're not that good. That's the way I look at it. I'm just not that good. No, I shoot these rounds and everything, but you put me in a situation with the pros and everything, and I'll look like an amateur every time. Because
You're an amateur.
Well, I know. I played in a tournament with Tommy Armour III and Bobby Watkins. One day one day the other. And those guys can play. I
spent 10 years with Bobby.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. Nice guy.
PGA of 85 through 94.
Ah,
You also mentioned that he was a very good, like a great guy.
yeah, he was a really nice guy. We had a great time together.
We'll be right back after this quick break. Okay, guys, so if you do not know about us, this podcast is brought to you by Phantom Mentor Digital. Phantom Mentor Digital, we make people visible with all things digital. We have a television series out called Scramble. Scramble is the first ever golf comedy series. We shot it between 2021 and 2024, something like that, and put it out in 2024. We're really proud of it. So you can find that on Tubi or Amazon Prime. Go check it out. Now let's get back to the podcast.
And
That's Lanny's brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
John
We had lots
McVie,
of conversations about him, yeah.
John McVie took me to this golf course. It was in Plano, Texas, and this is 1990. Bobby Jones it was the new Robert Trent Jones golf course, and he had me hitting balls on the range, and I was next to Greg Allman, who was giving a lesson, giving demonstration and everything. And after we were finished, we're walking off the range. I'm walking towards the putting green, and this voice behind me says, "My sister drove me crazy with your music." And I turned around, and it was Ben Crenshaw. So I got to go to the putting green with Ben Crenshaw for about 45 minutes.
Now that's a short game. That guy had a short game, man. Ben had a short game, man.
Yeah, and I have an Arnold Palmer blade that I've had since '78, and I had it with the original grip and everything, and he just took it, and he was just talking to me and just waggling it, and that's all he did. And I got the message.
Just shook it around.
He was amazing.
Yes, he was.
That's something else. That kind of lends to me talking about a little music because, I did also spend a little time playing music after my college years. And during the beginning of the filmmaking thing I was doing. The same thing has to be said about music that has to be said about golf. You kind of got to let it happen.
Yep.
You
get out of the way.
Yes. When I learned that you could go up on stage and not be stressed about how the set list, and this is going to sound like rudimentary shit, but I'm saying the set list was going to be played and whose girlfriend was at the show and every damn thing that was up your ass about getting on that stage, and you could just let the music start happening. That's when it unfolded. You know what I mean? That's when a good night unfolded. When did you learn that? I mean, because you were in a band like the core of the American rock history, man. Like the early '70s. Like when did you learn that you could just let it happen? Was it early?
I had to learn it at a young age.
Yeah.
Because I had been in a band since I was 14, and my cousin ran the band, and he was a taskmaster, and he still is today. He was in Earth, Wind, and Fire and Watt 103rd Street Rhythm Band. But when I was 16 years old, and he got me into Ike and Tina Turner when I was 16, and I wasn't that good when I was 16, but I managed to play with them for a couple of months and had a good time. But I learned early that you just, one, you're going to make mistakes. And two, it's not that you make them, it's how do you get out of them while you're playing,
Now just take that and just move it into golf.
And that's just what I did.
It just happened. Boom.
Golf is a game of misses.
Yes, it
Oh
is.
my God. Did you say you played with Ike and Tina Turner?
Yeah, I was 16. I played in Ike and Tina Turner.
Wow.
Missed a few days of gym class with them, didn't you?
I beg your pardon?
Missed a few days of gym class playing with them, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Rehearsing with them.
So my mother and father have been married 57 years, and that was their first fast dance in East St. Louis, Illinois. That's where we're from. We're in the, I'm in St. Louis now. Josh is in Belleville. We're right in the middle is East St. Louis, and that's where they started. And
It is.
They talk about those times so regularly on just how neat it was.
Yeah.
What an experience! Wow. At 16.
Yeah. Yes, I was very blessed, man. I still am.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 76 in a few weeks, and I'm still in a rock and roll band. Pretty awesome. Although we're doing a farewell tour this year, we're starting it anyway.
Yeah, I saw that. You guys are April to June scheduled.
Yeah. I miss Paul Barrera because him and I used to play golf everywhere. We'd grab Andy and we'd all take off. Right, Andy?
Absolutely. A lot of times I'd set you up on the golf course if I wasn't on the road.
Buddy, oh yeah. We played everywhere. It was so much fun with him.
So you got to tell Josh and John the story about when you and Paul walked into the pro shop to play on a day off.
We had a day off and we found this country club and we were going to go see if we can play. And Paul opens the door as we're walking in, and the head pro and another pro in there talking. And Paul opens the door, and the head pro says, "Well, I think Paul Barrera is about the best rock and roll guitar player I've ever heard." And he takes a look at me and goes, "Oh, we're going to play golf today." And we just walked through the pro shop. We didn't say nothing. They were having that conversation about Paul and the band and everything. And when they finished, Paul and I walk up to the counter. Paul says, "I was wondering, we're not members, but we're trying to get out. Do you think we can get out?" And the guy goes, "What's your name?" He says, "Paul Barrera." And he just lost it. He goes running in his office, grabs his clubs and goes, "Let's go." He goes, "I'm out of here." And he took his hat and we played all day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, true story. Absolute true story.
It did lead me to the question that I had thought about. I was like, okay, so of all the musicians you played with, sounds like Paul was your favorite to play with. Was there any good golfers in that era? Was there other musicians that were down with golf? Yeah,
Scott Thurston, who's he was in the Motels. He was in Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers right up until Petty died.
Really?
Him and I, Ed Cherney, who is a huge producer who produced everything. The four of us, we had a foursome and we would play all the time.
Oh, wow.
I can name guys you don't know that do TV scores and all that. You know, that we're a lot of good golfers out here.
Okay.
Musician golfers we have.
Musician golfers. I think that would be fun because I don't play with musician golfers, but I would like to play with some musicians. That would be.
We used to have a big golf tournament every year, which was a hoot. We used to have a lot of fun.
What was that tournament called? Did it have anything related to music in the title or what?
Yeah, it was. I can't even remember the name of it. Back in the 70s, you know, it was a big tournament we used to do every year for a charity. And then I used to do the B.R. Cohen, the Doobie Brothers, B.R. Cohen Winery, Doobie Brothers Golf Tournament in Sonoma. We did that one for 35 years. That was special. We do concerts. Everybody would play the concerts. Little Feat played it once. I played it with Russ Kunkel and Graham Nash. We did this trio thing with Graham. Played over there. It was fun. Had a lot of fun playing it.
Wow.
So I'll give you guys a little Kenny golf story that he doesn't know.
What's that?
So there's a lady connected with the PGA Tour who is a member of LA Country Club. And she would invite the caddies, about a dozen caddies, to play on Monday. And I used to get the invite to play. If you weren't in the Wednesday Pro-Am, she would let you come and play on Wednesday, and then you can bring a guest. But you couldn't bring a guest on Monday.
Oh, yeah, I would go on Monday.
So I asked her one time, I said, "Sue, can I bring a couple friends on Wednesday?" She goes, "Absolutely." And it was you and Paul. And I said, "They're a couple rock star friends of mine." She started panicking like you couldn't believe. She said, "This is all on you. If they screw up, it's on you and you're done." She was panicking like you couldn't believe. Well, these two, Kenny and Paul, put the charm on her that she absolutely loved the two of them.
She thought you were going to bring some renegades, some
yeah
onto the course.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
These two put the charm on her. She absolutely loved both of them.
Oh yeah.
I played there with Fluff. She had on Mondays. She would have the USC and UCLA golf team out there if they wanted, and all the caddies. And I used to go out and play with Fluff also, which was a lot of fun.
So the first time I played out there, I'm out there on Monday, and I'm on the putting green, and she comes up to the putting green and she says, "Quickly, I need someone to go to the first tee and join my husband." Since I'd met her husband before, I said, "I'll go." So I go on the first tee. It's her husband, who's actually the member at LA. I think the guy was CEO of Atlantic Richfield, and Mac Davis.
Mac Davis, the actor?
Yeah. Actor,
Wow.
singer, yeah.
And the singer, yeah.
Yeah.
But I North Dallas 40.
North Dallas 40.
I've seen this movie.
Great movie.
I featured it in our first film me and John did together, Bump Kowalski and the Ten Commandments. I did this whole thing about North Dallas 40 being a movie because it's just one of those movies. But anyway, continue. I'm sorry. Mac Davis.
I'm playing that day at LA with Mac, and Mac was cool as hell. And you can see at one time he was a really good player. He was probably low single digits when he was younger. And he was still decent when I played with him, even though he was older. We're both just out there having fun, but playing okay. We get to 13, and behind the 13th green's the Playboy Mansion. And Mac just absolutely butchers the 13th hole. He said to me, "Andy, I've been very fortunate. I've played this course a bunch in my life, but I can't play this hole. I just think about too many nights in that house behind the green." And I'm like, "Mac, I'd like to have those thoughts sometime."
I'll give up this hole. I'll score 9 on this hole.
Yeah.
Experience what the hell you experience in that house behind the green.
Exactly.
John used to own a house behind the green.
Really?
Right over the 8th hole at our local course, man. He had this house, man. It was like we would just hit the ball, score whatever we scored, go in, hang out, go back out to the course, catch up with our buddy.
A few tequila shots.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that in St. Louis?
Yeah, it's on the east side of the river, yeah.
Oh.
So everything. So Josh and I are about 20 minutes apart. I was in Illinois, born and raised. My son is swimming over at Chaminade in St. Louis. They shout out to Chaminade. They just won their first state tournament. He's got a state ring coming in 41 years. It hasn't happened. So I moved to the Missouri side, and so we're getting courses on both sides of the river now. Where
awesome.
We were a couple miles apart. For the past couple of years, and we play together a couple times a week. But yeah, we're St. Louis based, metro area, so to speak, is where we are. But we travel quite a bit. We always say, "Have bags, we'll travel." Where are we going?
Have a golf bag, we'll travel.
We'll travel.
You moved over to St. Louis, John, and I got to say this: everything's better over there. Seriously, St. Louis, the Missouri side is better.
Really?
I grew up on the Illinois side, so this is where I live. I moved away to the West Coast to learn to be a filmmaker. I was gone for like 15 years while I was like developing this filmmaking thing. Came back home, as my dad was getting older, and I'm living on the Illinois side where I always lived, right? But as I spend more time working, the golf courses are better in St. Louis. The West County of St. Louis has got more going on. It's pretty cool. John just moved over there probably what a year ago, 2 years ago, something like that.
But this is my 7th month over there. Yeah.
7 months.
So
okay.
we literally. So Josh and I came together. He had been partying at my house. He is in the same class as my sister. I've got a sister and a brother who really introduced. Yeah, who literally introduced me in the late 80s to Little Feet, man. It was a part of the Florida drive for us as I was almost in high school, and but my brother and sister Jerry and Gina always had you guys on, man. So that was kind of the intro of that. And Josh and I literally came together whenever COVID hit. lobbyist by trade, so all the capitals shut down. We see each other out at a local establishment, having a few Budweisers.
Hole. Yeah. A watering hole.
Nice watering hole. And he says, "Hey, are you still in the business?" And because I graduated radio and television and from Carbondale, and I said, "No, I'm not really doing many things. I do a lot of political voiceover stuff like that." And so, what did you say, Josh?
I said, "You look like a young Al Pacino." And he bought that shit hook, line, and sinker. Next thing you know, we're making a movie, right?
I did 100%. I said, "Well, shoot me some scripts. What's our budget?" He said, "No, I don't have one."
I don't have no budget now. Come on now.
Is that money? Well, none of us have that.
Yeah.
Well, ... We've come a long way. We've got some stuff on Amazon Prime, Tubi, all kinds of different networks right now. And whenever Andy a couple of months ago told us that we would have the opportunity to talk with you, it was an absolute honor, man. And I just, we can't thank you enough for coming on. And what we're trying to do is Midflight Scrambler is what the podcast is called. Mm-hmm. It's all things related to golf. It's celebrities. It's folks like the two of you that make this possible to talk about golf and all things related. My
pleasure.
And what really, the struggle, it's the hardest thing that I've ever done in my life. I was soccer and baseball. To play golf. I was soccer and baseball, and literally I picked up a club after college. Like I wasn't, early on dropped off at a country club or anything, right? And then I was like,
me neither.
This is
I didn't start playing golf till I was almost 26.
Exactly.
You didn't pick up a club till 26?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And how did it feel in your hand the first time?
Felt like it belonged.
Like a bass string, bro.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I have some questions about Little Feat.
Okay, fire away.
And I know that you probably get tired of talking about music. You'd rather talk about golf, but we will. This show is about golf, but knowing that the basis of Little Feat is a badass golfer is very helpful to this show. So do you have any Frank Zappa stories? Okay, so Frank Zappa was like he was kind of part of your lead singer's life before you guys got together. Did you know him? Did you have experiences with him?
No, I didn't know him.
Okay.
I met Dweezil. I tell you about my little driving range over there. I was playing golf with this kid, and we're just playing these little par threes, and I get to 7, and we started talking. I said, "So what's your name?" He says, "Dweezil." I said, "Yeah, I knew your dad real well, but I knew his dad because we did a couple of shows with him. But I didn't know him like Lowell knew him because Lowell was in his band." Dweezil was also a taskmaster,
Dweezil was? Or Frank was?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Frank was. Everybody knows that. He was like militant about how
military-like. He was military-like. He wanted everything perfect. I did one show, Little Feat, that I know of. When I was with Little Feat, we did one show with them on a Sunday. And Flo was, when we got there, Flo was doing Billy the Mountain. And he didn't have a shirt on. Flo and Eddie,
Yeah.
And he was doing Billy the Mountain. I loved it. And we went on. We did a show, and that's the most I know of Frank Zappa.
Interesting. I only brought it up because he is bizarre artist in a certain regard, and bizarre human being in a certain regard, but also kind of the inventor of some things, So I just wanted to know if he had any influence on how things unfolded with the band, and
not when I was there. When I was there, They had been together 2 years, and they had done the first two albums, and that's when the bass player went to. He left them and went to, where did he go to? Captain Beefheart.
Did you go to Captain Beefheart?
Yeah, he went to Beefheart, and I had just left Delaney and Bonnie, and I got a call from my friend who owned SIR, Dolph Remp, and he told me that these guys had been rehearsing there for 2 weeks, and they were trying out bass players, and I should check them out.
Okay, so
I did.
Continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I said, so I did. I went and hung out with him. I told him I don't audition, but I'll come and jam with you. And we jammed for 5 hours, and I started rehearsing with him.
That's when you know it's coming together.
Yeah, and 56 years later, I'm still rehearsing with him. Huh?
Okay, so the other question I have, very specific questions.
Go right ahead.
The Meters, the band The Meters. Did you have experience with those guys?
Yeah, well, I know Leo Nocentelli, and I know George Porter, and I know the drummer. I know the guys, because they were fans of the band. Like, we're going to go do the New Orleans Jazz Festival this year. August 2nd, we're playing the New Orleans Jazz Festival. Cool. So that's where I would see most time in New Orleans. I was born there. I grew up in Los Angeles, but I was born in New Orleans. My mother's from there. And my mother's family is famous musicians. My mother was a barbaran. And I have a cousin who just passed away who was the trombone player with Wynton Marsalis.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
My brother's a trumpet player. My brother is a professor of music at Iowa State and played.
Really?
Yeah, he's PhD trumpet player, man. If
he's PhD, he plays piano, he plays trumpet.
He can play anything.
Yep.
And honestly, though, here's the thing: is that what I realized with listening to him, like me, I write music, right? But I'm not a skilled musician. So my music is in my head, and I have to figure out a way to get it out, right?
I have the same problem.
Okay, he can play anything.
Yes,
but he doesn't write or improvise music. That's just not his. He's a tactician of perfection. But when it comes to feeling the music, it's a little different for him. So
what you're saying is, if you want your brother to stop playing, you just pull the chart from in front of him.
No, he'll still play, and he'll still be good. He'll still be good. But I mean, when you listen to a horn player, some of the greatest of all time,
Coltrane, you listen to Blue, you know that what that was different. Yes.
When they were feeling it, and hitting those notes, man, it's that just syncopated, untimely, emotional blow.
It just comes out. They just start playing, and it comes out.
Yeah. So, okay, so those are my two questions. The Meters. The reason I asked the Meters is because of my first film I ever made. I had written into this script a band called the Meters, but I didn't know who the Meters were. I just written it because it sounded like the Beatles. Right?
So when we did Feet Don't Fail Me Now, Robert Palmer came in, and he did his first album with the Meters. And we did his second album before the first one came out, and they were still finishing the first one. And the second one was Pressure Drop, and Little Feat did that album. And then Lowell and my conga player Clayton, they went to back to New Orleans and did some overdubs on the stuff. Then Alan Toussaint, who was the Meters, I met him, and he was in one of our videos, and that's how I got close with the Meters. Was from that. I just realized from that period right there at 74.
Cool. So take it back to 74. Were you a golfer in 74?
No, I didn't start playing golf, like I said, until January 76.
Well, that's the thing is you started playing bass when you were like 12. So it's like,
Yeah.
so
That's
like
all I ever
your golf career didn't like show up until like, it might
Yeah.
seem like a long time, but you were like you'd already been playing music for 15 years by the time your golf came along, right?
That's it.
All right.
I'll
So-
tell you how hooked Kenny was on golf.
Okay, cool.
When the feet were on the road and the roadies would unload everything out of the tractor trailer, they set up a net for Kenny and Paul to hit balls in.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Love
I would
that.
hit balls. I would stand in that truck with a 4-iron and just hit balls for hours. He would Velcro a mat right in the middle of the trailer, and he'd put up a net, and I would just hit this 4-iron all day long.
A 4-iron? What were you looking for? Trouble? Come on.
No, but it had the best trajectory in the truck.
Okay.
Okay.
It worked with it. It came out low.
Yeah. Paul would come in there.
Came out low.
Paul Barrera would come in and go, "How in the hell do you do this?" And every time he hit it, it would ricochet and go out the side door. But I'll tell you who was the best golfer in our band who refused and would never play golf.
Richie?
Yep. Richie Hayward.
Paul told me a story about him.
When I was first learning to play golf, this is how I found out he was a golfer. I first started playing golf, and we were outside, and we were hitting in this dirt lot. We were firing 4-irons and stuff. We were waiting for Richie because he was late, had a hangover. And he walks out and said, "Richie, I left the ball for you here." He goes, "I hate this game." Took the 4-iron and smoked it beyond anything we had hit that whole time we were standing there. One shot. Hand me the club back, said, "I hate this game." His father was one of the junior amateur champions or amateur champion in the state of, where were they? They're from...
Isn't it Iowa?
Yeah, Iowa. And his dad was huge. And he says, I saw my dad get 2 double eagles and hole-in-ones, and he would shoot 64. And he says that's why. And his dad would make him play, practice, and caddy for him. And so he hated the game. But he was the best golfer out of all of us.
He just wouldn't play.
Nope, wouldn't play.
Did you imagine?
Interesting.
Billy's gotten into golf now.
Say that again?
Billy's gotten into golf now.
Billy and his wife just were in Hawaii, and they played every day.
I set Billy up with Steve Jones up in Montana in the summertime, and they play a couple times a week up there in Montana.
Yep. Yeah, he's playing a lot. Good for him. Billy and Paul got me started playing golf.
Really?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
if you live a pressure packed life, I mean, golf is a good way to like kind of shut that down, you know?
Yeah, I have no pressure in my life at all.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
no, I mean,
my wife gets up and says, "You need exercise. You should go play golf."
wow.
Actually,
That
I
sentence has
get up.
never been uttered. I've never heard anybody say that sentence.
Well, just get up, look at your wife, and say golf course or intercourse, and see where you go.
True.
And I guarantee you'll be heading for the golf course.
All right, John, write that one down, bro. Write that one down. Golf course or intercourse? Write it
Note
down.
to self. Note to self.
Any script we use it in, it just has to say additional writing. Like, additional script. Like,
So Kenny, on an early stage, right? We're bouncing around here a little bit, but on an early stage, who were some of the mentors in your life? Who were, whenever you were 14 years old and you started hearing music?
My cousin Al McKay. Al McKay, he's a great musician. He was a big band drummer when we came in, and he was a great guitar player. He was in Sammy Davis Jr.'s orchestra.
wow.
And back then, there's pictures of him and Sammy in Vietnam entertaining the troops, just the two of them. Al playing guitar and Sammy singing. and he went all over camps and everything.
That's amazing.
And when I was 18, he was a guitar player in Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band, which had big hits out back then. And I used to be there, coiffure, and hang out with him because my brother he did production for them. He was in the business. He ran the Spotlight at the Whiskey A Go-Go when I was 14, and just all kind of stuff he did. He kept me in the business. He helped me get my first breaks. When I got in Delaney and Bonnie, I got in there because he was production manager, and he got me an audition with Delaney and Bonnie, and that's how I got in.
And you must have been flying. You must have been flying by the seat of your pants at that point.
Oh, I was flying, man. I was 19.
Trying to figure it out.
I had my own band for about a year and a half, and we were doing really well. And my brother got me an audition with Delaney, which was the best. It really changed my life. The Allman Brothers were the opening act, so I played with Dwayne and Delaney. It was awesome. It was really special part of my life.
So when you got to Little Feat, like I'm sure that you were already like in the pocket with those other bands, like meaning like hitting like you know hitting grooves, like moments where you felt the perfection of what you were doing. But I mean, when did like your confidence as a player become to where you like there was no question that every night you walked on that stage you could hit it? You know what I mean?
Well, playing in Delaney and Bonnie really gave me major confidence because he never said anything to me about my playing. He let me play anything. He was really cool with me. And he gave me a lot of confidence. I played Carnegie Hall with him. And, we did an acoustic show. It was started on one side of the stage, Greg Allman, Dwayne Allman, John Hammond, Delaney and Bonnie, King Curtis, and Richie Havens across the front of the stage. And I just sat and played. I knew all the songs.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
I mean, what are you, like 17 or something like that? Like
I was 20.
20. Okay.
I was 20. It was 1970. I was 20 years old.
That is way too early to know what the situation was.
Yeah, I was. You
were playing with the future of the history of the future of the history of rock and roll, right there.
Yeah. I was blessed, man. So when I got into Little Feat, I was like, oh man, this is easy, And they had all these wild songs and Dixie Chicken. Lowell never said anything to me about what I played. Everything I played was okay. He felt comfortable. He loved the flavor that we had brought to him because it was what he was looking for.
Right on. So what kind of person was he? I mean, in terms of, how he like controlled the environment or structured the practice?
He was okay. When I joined Little Feat, he had this group of guys around, a group of people that hung around him all the time. Mm-hmm. Bonnie Raitt, Emmylou Harris, Linda Ronstadt, and Jackson Brown. Mm-hmm. That was his clique, and none of them had a record yet. And he was just, he was a leader. He was the kind of guy that you looked up to. He was a very bright guy, He was really cool. Best man at my wedding.
No shit.
Yeah, 47 years ago.
Wow.
You've been married
Wonderful.
to Yosha for 47 years?
Let's get into that for a
47 years, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into that for a second. How did the family and how does the family react? Obviously for many years of tour, you're away, right? You have kids. You have get into
kids.
That for a second.
My wife and I had no kids.
Okay.
All right, and our relationship has lasted because just as it would start getting hinky, I'd leave.
Right.
Out the door, go on tour. She comes a lot. No,
yeah, and that's my question, right? Like, how have you dealt with that for so many years in this this type of music legend industry?
If I'm playing Europe, my wife's from Holland, so if I'm playing Europe, she's there. I mean, she don't ask me. She calls her sister, says, "We're going to Europe," and and they meet up with they meet up with the band along the way, and they hang out, and then they go on their own way, Because she's in Europe. My wife speaks, 4 languages, so she would be out there just having a good time. I took her to New York. She'd never been to New York. I took her to New York. We were going to, I think it was the 25th anniversary of Rolling Stone magazine, something like that. First 2 days, I never saw her. Then she shows up with my drum. Her and her best friend, they're out touring the city with my drummer. I go and I look at him and he goes, "Don't look at me, man. You're dragging me all over the place." So
with your drummer and your credit card, bro.
No, bro. She has her own credit card, dude.
Oh,
She runs her own business. She has a boutique that is amazing. You never know who's going to show up in her boutique. She's had it over 30 years.
Awesome.
Lots
that
of
is awesome.
in there. So she has her own everything. She don't need mine.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
Dixie Chicken, obviously, and I know your boy Andy is Fat Man in the Bathtub, right? One of my favorites is Spanish Moon, right? So is there actually a place
you want to hear the story of Spanish Moon?
that you walked into that song or that was written about that? Because Josh and I are in film and so we write about different settings and different things that we're at. Like whenever I hear that song, I think to myself, our next interview needs to be at Spanish Moon.
When we wrote that, when that song came out, Richie, our drummer, had a fight with Lowell and he was out of the band. So Freddie White, who is the brother of Maurice White, who owned Earth, Wind, and Fire, he was 19 years old. He was playing drums with us. So my conga player and I, Sam and I, and Freddie are in our rehearsal hall on a Saturday, which is a day off for us. We rehearse Monday through Friday, and we take the weekend off. And we're in there, we're smoking pot, and we're just jamming, okay? And we're just jamming. And Billy and Lowell walk in, and Billy hits the tape recorder and turns on the organ and plays that intro line. And Lowell walks up to the mic and sings Spanish Moon verbatim.
holy shit.
It is one of my favorite songs.
We were just jamming. He goes, keep playing.
He just rolled those lyrics out, just sang it on the spot.
On the spot. He had the song in his head, Wow. Like Fred used to say, Fred was his neighbor, and then he used to live in one of Fred's house. So then he said that Lowell would walk around singing, "If you be my Dixie Chicken," he was writing the song. And Fred said, he was singing that all day. And he said, "What the hell are you talking about?" And he was writing Dixie Chicken like that. But it's just, you hear something, and he just started singing. He goes, "That's it." And he sang Spanish Moon verbatim.
Literally. Whiskey and bad cocaine or whatever it is.
It's poison. It'll get you just the same.
It's one of my favorite songs by far that you all sing. It's just badass.
Yeah, and it's just one groove. There's no change.
Yes. No, when they come out with you all come out with instruments right away, right? Mm-hmm. Which I love in any music. And you guys just continue to add instruments to the stage. Yep. That is the coolest thing for me as just a nobody and adoring music, right? Mm-hmm. That rip, whenever you guys came out and just started, I think everyone was on the first rip, right?
Everybody starts moving, and
everyone starts moving.
The girls, you can tell when the music starts getting, because the women just pop up. They just pop up out of their seats and start dancing. They just, it just hits them. I love watching that because that gets everybody else going.
And that's right. And that's another question that I have too. At the end of the day, you have so many hits, you have so many songs that you guys sing over the course of a tour or a concert, right? Mm-hmm. And so the satisfying part of what you do as a musician, does it hit you whenever you hit the stage, or does it hit you midway through, or is it just different? Or you're obviously, you are so blessed as a musician and being able to create, because that's the thing that, in my opinion, is missing today in so many different films, and what Josh and I are in is episodic series and things. Like, the soundtrack is everything, and you guys had the soundtrack. You have the soundtrack. I feel like it's missing today. Like, for you personally, whenever you hit stage, man, like, are you satisfied as soon as you get on stage?
You're asking me, am I satisfied when I'm hitting balls before I go to play golf, or does it hit me when I walk on the first tee?
That's exactly what I'm asking you.
And it's the same. Yeah. You hit that first tee and okay, you get off the first tee and someone goes, oh, and by the way, say, hey, the bets are made on the tee, pal. Once you're off the tee, the bets are the bets. Don't be trying to change the bets when you miss your putt, or make your putt.
Exactly.
Yeah, it hits you right then when you come out to play.
So
Josh,
caddying on the first tee.
Right? Yeah. I couldn't imagine, Andy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine, man.
I feel like when you hit the first tee, boom, you're ready to go. Second tee, okay, you're in it. But first tee.
I mean, I think it was 87, the PGA at Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I'm in the last group on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the lead, and I'm in the starter's tent getting the pin sheet and looking at the rule sheet and all that kind of stuff. I'm caddying for Bobby Watkins. And Bobby looks at me, he goes, you nervous? I said, I think so. He said, good, at least I know you have a heartbeat.
That's it, man.
That was the right answer.
Yeah. I get anxious. I never get nervous.
Yeah, and that was kind of the question, right? Like, at the end of the day, you're a professional in your industry.
Your adrenaline hits you. When you step on the stage, your adrenaline hits you, and you're like, oh, okay. I'm not worried if my hair's done or anything. Give me my bass. Time to go.
Right. That's sick, man. Yeah. So I got to ask you, I did a little research earlier today. Josh and I have been listening. We've literally gone through a bunch of different conversations on, kind of how tonight would go. The join the band at Jimmy Buffett's home. Like, what the hell, dude?
That's not a Buffett song. That's an old song. And I'll be honest with you. I never heard that song until we were down there in the hole getting ready to sing it. Lowell brought it out. Never heard it before. He just started singing it. So we started singing it.
Right?
Yeah, it was something that he had dug up that he wanted to do.
That was cool to read about.
It's the thing. It's an interesting thing about music. It's like you feel it. That's why I love golf. The comparisons cannot be. Filmmaking is nothing like golf. Filmmaking is like a procedure.
Yes.
Where you have to build it. Like, it's like building a house.
Yeah.
Right? But music is like golf.
The reason I didn't comes from inside of you.
Yeah, the reason I didn't continue to play music is because I was scared of that woman I shouldn't be with. Like, she felt like a devil woman, and I loved her, and I wanted to be on that stage every single night. Yeah, I didn't know if I could handle it. Because it's a passion, like golf feels. It's like, can I do this? Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. It's a great feeling. The adrenaline starts to pump, and then, it's like a fight or flight thing, Yeah. If you're a person who's willing to go on stage and play music, or a person who's willing to step up to the first tee and pipe one, you're a fighter. You're not a fighter.
Golf is a fight, man.
Yeah.
You're fighting yourself.
Yes. You're fighting your own mental doubts.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're battling.
Absolutely.
You against the elements. That's
Absolutely.
what it is. We have a documentary coming out that been shooting now for 3 years. about the band, the whole thing about all the different bands and everything. I'm going to go and see it on the 29th in New Orleans. It's premiering around the United States now. So I don't even know the name of it.
How do you feel?
Please let us know. We will promote the hell out of it, man.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Kenny, I like the Track Stars interview with you. And Scott, I like the Track Stars bit with you and Scott Sherrod with guessing the songs and all that.
Oh, I had no idea. I'd never seen that before.
I saw it online. It came up on my Facebook page.
Yeah, but doing it, I'd never done. He goes, okay, we're going to put these earphones on you, and you're going to hear a song. Tell me what it is. And he plays the Stones. He says, name the band. I go, this is cheating. I know who this is, but he said, I'm just testing you. Some of them I didn't know.
The story you tell about the Stones was awesome.
Oh, Keith?
Yeah.
First time I met the Stones, I joined Delaney and Bonnie. I was 19. And I'm in Studio Instrument Rentals. We open the door to take a break. And Bonnie goes out first and she goes, hey, Kenny, come and meet Mick Jagger. And he's sitting up against, right at the door, up against the wall, listening to the band. So I meet Mick and I turn and Keith's on the pool table. So I go and shoot pool with Keith. That's when I met the Stones.
Wow.
The first time.
The story you tell about over in Holland or Amsterdam or wherever it was awesome.
What's that?
About meeting Keith when you tell it on the Track Stars thing.
Oh, yeah. We did they threw a private party for us. Yeah.
So
Scott didn't know what to say.
I'm going to get moving.
Okay.
So how about Jerry Garcia?
I met Jerry Garcia on the train, the Festival Express. I was with Delaney and Bonnie. We were on that train across Canada. Do you know that train?
Yes, sir.
I was on that train and I met Jerry and Bobby. And Bobby and I became really good friends. I'm really sorry that he passed.
God rest his soul.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jerry passed. We were on that train. We had so much fun. It was ridiculous. We kicked the press off the train. I met Levon Helm on the train. I ran up on stage. They started playing. I ran up on stage and sat on a drum riser, and he was singing. And he looked down at me, started laughing. I was like, "What the hell is this?" I'd never heard the band before. I thought they were amazing.
Well, in parting, so we've been going about an hour. I think it's fair to let Kenny off the hook at this point.
We got a nice foursome here, guys. We got to get together.
Yeah, man.
Kenny, I played 9 holes over in Hawaii last week.
You like to gamble.
John likes to gamble too. I don't like to gamble.
We just need to establish handicaps. That's it.
Oh,
everyone can fib a little bit.
Listen, you want shot? If you want a shot, go see a doctor.
I could use a shot. If you're gonna tell anybody like the one thing you want to say about golf to the world, what would it be?
I'm a golfaholic.
Yeah.
And I love the game. And I try to play every day. I really do.
And you luckily have a wife that lets you.
Oh,
yeah.
Golf course or any course.
All right, Kenny, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man.
Thank you, guys.
It's really wonderful to meet you.
Kenny, Andy, thank you. Thank you so much.
We're going to play that round. We're going to play that round.
That would be great.
God's paying all bets.
I'm coming through St. Louis.
The last question that I have, Kenny. So you have guitars on the wall. You have all kinds of awards, right?
On the wall.
You got everything, right? On the wall. But outside of music, what are your golf memorabilia on the wall? What's your golf memorabilia?
I have some trophies from the Bruce Cohen golf tournament, the Doobie Brothers golf tournament.
Okay.
You know, and it's not for me to put them out. It's my wife. She puts them out. And there's a couple on top of the piano. But that's about it.
That's
no
awesome.
other stuff. And I got some I'll show you. I got some old timers that I took off of a picture frame. And can you see them?
Yep.
You
We're
see
singing. Yep.
I got those guys and I got this guy.
Nice.
And that's it. And I got these guys here.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Right.
Yeah. This is my golf memorabilia.
All
And
right.
that's it.
Love it.
And a couple of trophies. Are they still up here? Oh, here's one. That's one, and that's one.
So is there one trophy there that you beat Andy in a tournament?
No, we just play for fun.
We always play for fun.
All right, John.
Andy was hard to beat back then. Andy's very humble, but Andy could play.
John,
You can play.
nobody-
That's why I'm giving him shit.
Nobody's giving strokes. Okay.
Nope.
So if we go do this, it's going to have to be me and you paired up with one of them, right? So
No, it's Andy and I.
That's Kenny and
it's
I.
Andy and you against us.
You too.
Yeah, it's Kenny and I.
Done.
We get no strokes.
We
All right.
we accept the challenge for $1.
Honestly, I would pay for the pleasure. Thank
Looking
you so
forward
much.
to it.
Yeah, man. Look forward to seeing you. Thanks for coming
Okay.
on. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys
take
so
care.
much. Thank
All right.
you. Have a great rest of the night.
Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
All right, guys.
See you, Kenny.
Okay, there you go. There's our latest episode of Midflight Scrambler. We had the absolute pleasure of hooking up with our friend Andy Davidson. And me and JPC got to talk to Kenny Gradney. It was a hell of a conversation. He's a really, really amazing guy. And it was amazing to hear not only about his amazing career in music as bass player for Little Feat, but also the multitude of things he's done in the music industry. He's got some amazing stories, and that was really fun for us to hang out with him. But also, he is an avid lover of golf, which makes him prime real estate for an episode of Midflight Scrambler. So thanks for tuning in, y'all. We'll try to put out another episode as soon as we can. We're always searching for interesting stories related to golf, and God knows Kenny Gradney's one of those.
Midflight Scrambler.